Welcome back, everyone, to Literacy TV with your host, Mr. Scott. Well, today is April 8th, 2020. Fantastic Wednesday. It was snowing out earlier. Beautiful snow. In today's lesson, we're going to have a lot of fun learning some tips on how to present an effective presentation. Oh no, I've said that word, presentation. How many of you out there are nervous as soon as I say the word presentation, having to speak in front of people in public? I get nervous, you get nervous, we all get nervous. It's human nature. But I can give you a few tips, hints, tricks to help with that nervousness, to really give you some tools and skills to give you an effective and dynamite presentation. Stay tuned for our tips, hints, and tricks for giving an amazing presentation. So with this lesson, here are some tips, hints, and tricks on how to be an amazing presenter. So some people ask themselves, well, why do some people almost always give first-rate presentations while others seem to struggle or have difficulties? That's a good question. Well, the main reason is that presentation skills are plural, more than one. It takes dozens of skills to be good at public speaking. These include tip number 1, verbal communication. The ability to communicate in a clear, concise, and concrete way in front of an audience is a key skill that requires a lot of practice public speaking. Tip number 2, delivery is how often you connect with your audience. It includes techniques such as body language and pauses that give your words a punch with energy. Tip number 3 is leadership. The ability to establish yourself as a leader in front of your audience. Be positive, be high energy, and be confident, and you will be a leader. Tip number 4 is selling or persuading your audience. A presentation is always about selling your ideas and using persuasion techniques. Tip number 5, humor. Light-hearted presentations are almost always best. You don't have to be standing up there and being a comedian, but you can have some light humor and your audience will love it. Tip number 6, being able to tell that story. If you have the ability or skill to tell an amazing story, your audience has your ears. You have their ears as well. Tip number 7, you can have written or visual communications. Your visual elements such as slides, pictures can be brief, they can be clear, and they show visual effects. They take the focus off you and changes it to your visuals that you are presenting. Tip number 8, self-awareness. Know your strengths and weaknesses. Always lead with your strengths. Tip number 9, emotional management. Presentations can be an emotional experience. For one thing, 3 out of 4 people have a fear of public speaking. The ability to control emotions is also important to handle the unexpected event, such as rejection or a heckler in the crowd. If you can control yourself, be steady, take a deep breath, know that you are among friends, you will be fine. Tip number 10, adaptability. No matter how much you prepare, it's possible for your presentation to go off in an unexpected direction, especially if you involve your audience. The ability to adapt is an important presentation survival skill. Adapt when you need to. Tip number 11, listening. Active listening is a key to leading the audience's participation. Listen to their comments. Listen to their cues. Listen to their body language. Tip number 12, facilitating. The ability to lead workshops, conversations, and issue resolution activities. Very, very important. Tip number 13, networking skills. If you're speaking at a conference, it's important to network before your presentation. Incorporate what you learn from networking into your talk. So, what do they think? What do they feel? Tip number 14, intrapersonal relationships. The ability to establish rapport with an audience is closely related to your ability to establish and manage relationships with people. So make sure you're being positive, confident, and polite. Tip number 15, dealing with difficult personalities. We always face that when we have lectures or presenting information. The ability to deal with audience participation challenges. Is the audience accepting your presentation? Are they rejecting your presentation? And how you overcome that. Tip number 16, stress management. Many people find presentations to be a stressful experience. Even if you're comfortable with presentations, a stressful experience can always pop up when you're in front of an audience. The ability to manage stress and deliver under pressure is very, very important. Take a deep breath and know you're among friends. Maybe that can help you with your stress management. Tip number 17, problem solving. The best presentations solve problems for your audience. You may also be asked to solve problems as part of audience participation. Get them involved. Get them working on things with you during your presentation. Tip number 18, the ability to find statistics, facts, examples, and stories that support your message is research. Do your research. Tip number 19 is very, very important. If you don't know your facts, if you haven't done your research and you get up in front of an audience, make sure you have it done. Tip number 19, organization and time management. Giving your presentation organization is very, very important. If you're on topic, stick on topic. Go into it in a logical order. Don't go from end to beginning to middle to beginning to end. Find that order in your presentation. Time management is also important. Too long, you lose your audience's interest. Too short, well, your audience is waiting for more. Tip number 20, gestures. Physical communication includes effective use of stage and gestures. Well, you ask, what is a gesture? It's a movement. So if you're really passionate about what you're talking about, use your hands. Use your body language to reinforce what you're saying. The last tip is showmanship. Well, you ask, what is showmanship? Good public speakers do more than inform or give you a message. They entertain you during that presentation. So make sure the next time you do a presentation, entertain that crowd. Make yourself a star. Well, hopefully those tips and hints can help you be a better speaker, a better public speaker, or a better presenter the next time you have to present yourself in front of public, maybe in a job interview, maybe in class activities, whatever it may be. Have confidence, and we'll see you on the next episode of Literacy TV. Have a fantastic day, everyone. See you later.